So here we go, heading out to the Southbury Audubon Center. Try to see what the spring flowers look like over there, and there's maybe a little bit of bird activity, just something to take the camera out for a bit of a walk. Enough videos on YouTube now from photographers have talked about, you know, the best way to get good photographs is to go out and take photographs, right? So here we go. And this is actually my second attempt at this. So last week I tried doing this same exact thing, and I drove down towards Greenwich to go take a picture of their downtown, and well, I stopped halfway. I had a bunch of rambling thoughts along the way. I was very positive, hoping that I was going to go out and take some nice pictures and everything. But then just for one reason or another, about halfway down there, I just lost the drive. And I decided, you know, I wanted to get back home, you know, just take care of the dogs and, you know, hang out. And I just lost the motivation to go out and take pictures. And so this will be the second attempt now. And I guess since I just left the house a couple moments ago, we shall see if I even get there, or if all these little video files just get thrown in the garbage as well. Well, surprise, surprise. So far, I'm still on the way. Southbury is a beautiful old New England town. Of course, you know, we come up here for the dog park, but this particular section I'm in right now is New Britain. And yeah, just a neat little old Quaker sort of town, I think. The super wide angle on the Ace Pro isn't really going to give the best of view, but try to have a little gander. Maybe I'll overlay a few pictures here into the video. Of course, I'm probably just going to delete all this audio because I get very tongue-tied. I took a picture of this old church that you see on the corner. They said when it was built, it was actually facing the other way. I think that the elder or the caretaker that happened to be there at that time told me that the original religion the altar had to be on the south end of the church, but then when the new religion took over, the altars had to be at the north end of a church, and so they just turned the entire interior around. So we're going to pull up to the Audubon Center here. So naturally, I just ended up in the middle of this park without even taking any pictures or video of the entrance. It's a lot harder than it seems to create a YouTube video. I mean, for anybody that hasn't tried it, wow. And for everybody that does it successfully, kudos. So here I am. I'm already probably a quarter mile into the Audubon Society, and just down by the river. We're going to go through the woods a little bit and just see if we can't maybe find some birds and maybe a little bit of flowers and different things over where they have some of the barns. It's a pretty park. Of course, the barn supports the mansion. Sometimes you strike out when you come to visit a place. Put a new roof on, so we won't be taking a whole lot of pictures today. Well, I guess this is my first foray into becoming an old man, because I got the big lens out and I'm hearing the birds, and they're tiny birds here. It is it's a challenge because they're so fast, they're so small, and you just can't get close enough to them even with a 400mm lens. But trying to find them in the trees, and they just have a real way of hiding behind the branches, behind the leaves, and then once you kind of get a little bit of a clear look at them, they take off to another tree. It's about 1,000 feet away. But enjoying. I think in a couple of weeks we'll get a lot more growth here. There's just not a whole lot that's in bloom just yet, but it's might be something to do. And I don't know what the species here is, but Matil was saying that the one that's down in Westport, or wherever that one is, might have a lot more birds that are, I guess, home there. So we could take a look. But for now, just while I have about another hour or so before the storms come in, I'm just going to walk around a little and see if I see anything else. Oh, so that's my little day. What's it all for? I don't know. I don't know if I got any good pictures here, or I knew that there was a storm coming before I came out here, but I said, well, let me just get out of the house for a little bit, try to take a couple pictures, see what I can enjoy. So that's just what we did. We'll determine at home if anything's worth doing anything with. Maybe it's just a practice, or shucks, that doesn't fit. Maybe just practice for working on video editing. Why am I practicing, you might ask? I don't know that either. There we go. And off we go. Boy, I've been wrestling with this question about photography for a long time. I find a lot of beauty where we live, and I want to remember it. I think a lot of the photography I take is just for my own personal memories, and that's totally okay. It's probably people with this hobby probably do it just for very personal reasons. I do have a desire to share it with the world, but I don't have a desire to compete with algorithms, Instagram, and AI, and things just become way over the top. You can spend thousands upon thousands of dollars on this craft, and still, maybe it's not even the money, time, and experience. You really have to give a lot of credit to those that can dedicate their life to it. I cannot. Still have a full-time job, still have life. So I want to enjoy it at the level that I can enjoy it without competing. So this probably is just a very personal endeavor for me. At this point, if I ask myself, what's it all for? I would just say nothing. But I don't know if that's accurate or not. I don't know if it's actually for something or not. And it might take me a very long time to come to realize that this is for something. And so I guess my mindset is I have to just keep taking the pictures, because if I determine later on that it's for something, well, I can't go back. I suppose it really doesn't have to be for anything. My math brain says if we have 5,000 people in this little Connecticut area that are into photography at a hobby or whatever enthusiast, whatever word you want to use, level, and if each of them take 10,000 photos What are you looking at there? 500,000, 5 million? Who knows? Anyway, more photos than any of us are even going to look at, right? Then we get old, we expire, the archives just get deleted. Hell, some of them probably don't even know these archives exist. You know, whether it's family or kids, friends, whoever goes through the estate, throw the computer out, looks old, probably is old, can't be bothered going through it, it's password locked, who knows. So we just throw the whole damn thing in the trash. Maybe all the photos are rubbish, but the person might have thought he had some real gold. He has some 5-star images in there. And that's it. So it was their hobby. And I suppose if you can afford it. Okay. Wind sure is picking up. Wonder how much of it you can hear, or if the Apple headphones are cutting it out. Hopefully it's cutting it out. Don't want to have to buy something. Spent too much on this already. At least I got out before the rain. Got some sample footage. Might throw this together in a little short video. Endless practice. Not sure what I'm practicing for. I know this all sounds depressing. I'm not depressed. I think I'm just in a very matter-of-fact stage. You know, like this is what we have. This is what it is.